Asana is a brilliant tool to help you manage your tasks and projects, work with other people and get stuff done, but there definitely is a learning curve. When I first started using Asana, I remember feeling a bit daunted and wasn't really sure how to use it. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 5 main areas you need to understand to get started with Asana. And they are the home screen, teams and projects, the task pane, my tasks, and the inbox. So hi and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Andy, a property investor based in Maidenhead. In my previous video in the Asana Basics series, I showed you how to set up an account, the right type of account for business owners, and what you get on the free plan. So check out the link in the description if you haven't seen that video, but otherwise, let's get cracking. So I'm just going to share a brand new install here of Asana. And first up, you land on the home screen. Now this has changed actually quite recently, but it's a great way to see lots of different parts of your Asana account. So first up, we've got priorities, and this is just a collection of tasks, both those that are upcoming. Maybe there are some tasks that are overdue, and also those that you've completed. So there's a summary of tasks here, and we'll get more onto tasks in a minute. Then there are projects, and projects are a collection of tasks, and we'll also cover projects as well, but you can see different types of recent ones or maybe some favorites. And lastly, down the bottom, you've got people. So Asana is a brilliant tool for collaborating with other people, so teammates, colleagues, clients. And so you can see who you're working with and quickly access what they're working on as well. So this is a good jumping off point, and you can also go and customize it. So there's not too much at the moment. You can add colors in or maybe the odd widget. But as it says, there are more widgets coming soon. So it'd be great to see what Asana are going to do in the future. Now, the next thing that I wanted to cover was teams and projects, and I've actually got a little graphic from Asana to explain this a little bit more. So at the sort of highest level within your Asana account is the organization, and this is based off your domain name for your email address. So everybody who joins an organization, and I do recommend that for business owners, that's the highest. And then within it, we have these sort of collections called teams. So this is a really useful way to logically go and separate out different areas of your business. So here we can see Asana's example is marketing or design, and you can invite various people to those teams and keep everything very well siloed from each other. Within your teams, you've then got projects, and projects are a discrete piece of work with tasks that are within those projects. And sometimes a task may be ongoing. So maybe a project is a pipeline where it has different stages, and I'll show you that in a minute. Or sometimes a project can have an end date. So it's a piece of work that's completed, you tick off the whole project, and then it's done. Projects are then made up of tasks. So these are the individual discrete pieces of work that you do. That's why there are lots of ticks to show them getting done. And then within those, you can also have subtasks and comments. But I just thought it would be useful to show you that first, just so that you're aware of the sort of hierarchy and the structure of the various parts of Asana. So if we go back to our account, on the left-hand side here, you can see that we've got teams, and I can collapse that or I can expand it. And there's just one team in here at the moment, which I've called the first team. Here, there's myself, but then here you can also quite easily add other people. So for example, you've got colleagues or clients and you want to bring them into that team. If I click on the team itself, you can actually add more information. So perhaps you wanted to explain that this is just a test team. So you can add a description so people know what's the point of the team. You can see all of your members and then also the various projects within it as well. Something that's quite nice is you can message within Teams. So if you wanted to send a message out to everyone within the team, you can just go and click messages and also see any deadline-based tasks within the calendar view. So that's Teams, and then also within Teams we've got projects, and projects are one of the major building blocks of your Asana account. So if I go into our first project, And here we can see that we've got lots going on, but very simply, these are, we've got some sections. So we've got a to-do section and a complete section. And then within that, we've got our tasks. So remembering our graphic we just had a look at, we've got a section, and then here are some various tasks. And the really powerful part of Asana is that you can assign accountability. So who is responsible for that task? When is it due? And you can also give a certain level of priority, for example. And within each project, there are different views. So each project, a bit like the team, has got an overview where you can go and explain more around the project. So you can add members to the project. For the paid plans, you can add milestones and goals. That's not on the free plan. But you can add various details looking forward to working with you on this project. For example, we've just done the list view. Another really useful view is the board view, and this is quite useful for pipelines. So for example, we could have a to-do pile, a to-do list, and then we could say that the draft proposal is done, and we can move that across to the complete section. We could also have maybe a blocked section. So maybe colleagues are working on a card or a piece of work, and they suddenly they're doing the brainstorm and they get blocked, and then you know that you need to take some action to fix that. So in our business, we use both lists and boards. Timeline is also great. Now this is a paid for section of Asana where you can see things on a timeline, a little bit like a Gantt chart, but you do have to pay for that. And then there's also the calendar view where you can again see dated tasks as well. So those are projects. A couple of other things, you can give them certain logos or symbols. So maybe it's a launch event, and that's quite an important one. And something that's very, very useful is as you expand your Asana account, things may feel that they're a little bit buried within your account. So literally just by clicking this star, you can create a favorite, and it just picks out little things, whether it's a project or a task or even I think tags. You can go and favorite those, and it just goes and puts them into a little list at the top, so it's easier to find things. So that's teams and projects. The next one is if I go into our project again, and if we have a look at one of these tasks, if I open, say, incorporate feedback, you get a panel that pops out from the right hand side. So this is the task panel, and there are various bits in it. So again, who you've assigned the task to, when's it due, which project is it part of. You can also set various tags and priorities. A big part of tasks are the description. So if you want to go and explain to your colleagues or add any notes about what he's doing, then you can add this to the description. So make sure we include all different feedback areas. And then as usual, you can format things. So we can make it bold and underlined just using the keyboard shortcuts. If you want to tag people, you can use the @ symbol and then just reference your team members so that they're aware. You can also attach files and the usual formatting options we can add in bullets. So 1, 2, 3, etc. So you can just add lots of detail into here. Also within the task, something that's really useful is when working with others, using just these little things, because that allows you to demonstrate to others that you've seen their message or you've seen their task. You don't have to actually write any text, you literally quick thumbs up and they'll be notified about that which I'll show you in just a second. Again, if you're moving backwards and forwards between colleagues, hi, this is now a work in progress. You can easily send messages, which works really well. And again, you can attach files, etc. Now, one thing for a task is that only one person can be assigned to actually complete it. So they're responsible. So that's me at the moment. But sometimes people want to be aware of what's going on with a task. So here you can actually add collaborators. So other members of your organization, so that if there are messages or things happen within a task, they will be notified about that. So it's a brilliant way to work with other people. So that's the task, and of course we are all here to get work done. So once you've completed that task, you can just either pop up to the top here and mark complete, or click the tick box next to it in the list. So we just tick it off. We get a little celebration, and it even notifies us here that I've completed that task. We can hide that panel. So that's the task pane. The next one, so fourth on our list, is the My Tasks section. Now, at the moment, this may look very similar, but we've actually got here tasks that are new tasks, ones that are due today and later. Now, if you're working with other people in your Asana account and they allocate you a task, it will appear in this list and it will appear as a new task. So you need to do something with it. Would you like, although it may be due in 7 days' time, do you want to do it today, tomorrow, or do you want to wait until the last minute? So this is a great way to go and see all of your tasks from all of these different projects and teams aggregated together and put into a list that you can then go and plan and manage. So you can look at it as a list view, or also you can use a board view. So if you've got a load of tasks here in this column, so let's say we've got a test task 1 and test task 2, you can always sort of prioritize and say, well, look, I'm going to focus on this task 2 today, and task 1 I'm going to go and do that later. Okay. And again, you can view them as a calendar setup as well. So in here, you should spend a lot of time in here, because as people do give you things, give you tasks, you need to keep on top of processing them, making sure that you are deciding when you want to go and attend to them, whether it's today, later, or sometime else in the future. So that's My Tasks. And then the very last section that I wanted to go over with you as one of the top 5 is your inbox. And the inbox it's a communication area. So it's a bit like Slack for messages, but it's also like your news feed within Facebook. And as things are happening within your account, especially if other people are working with you, you'll get notified about what they're doing. So for example, somebody may go and give you a task. It'll appear in your inbox here so that you can see that that has been allocated to you. Even if somebody likes something, it's just subconsciously, oh, okay, you can see that they've liked the task, so they've seen the task you've given to them. Or we were talking about boards earlier. So here, imagine that somebody was trying to work on new tasks. They were working on test task 3. And that was allocated to one of your team members, and they suddenly started to do it and think, oh, I can't do that, I'm stuck. If they move it into blocked, they could then go and allocate it to yourself, and then you would become aware that it was blocked, and you were now responsible for it because it appeared in your inbox. So it's basically like a news feed. Now it's really, really important to stay on top of everything that appears in here. Otherwise, it's a bit like your emails. You'll become numb to it and you won't know what's most recent. So every time you read something, you can either go and click archive on the message. So in here, if I just go and put that back into the activity, so you can click this one here, which is archive notification, or a really, really quick keyboard shortcut is literally just press E on your keyboard, and then that will archive it. Okay, you'll also see about messages people are sending, any comments, anything you're tagged in. So just keep this nice and tidy, because then you'll know exactly what's going on in your Asana account, but it's really powerful. So just gone over 5 areas that are really important as you start in Asana. So we've got the home page where you can see a summary of bits that are ongoing. We've got the task pane, or teams and projects, sorry, here on the left hand side, so teams and projects. We've got the task pane that pops out, as you can see here. We've got the My Tasks section on the left hand side, and then also the inbox where all of the messages do come through. Now, there is so much more that I can share with you about those various sections, and I will do some more deep dive videos on each of them individually. But do let me know in the comments if you've got any questions about anything that I've covered in this video. And as I said, there'll be more videos like this coming in my Asana Basics series every week. So make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.